Hello, sir.
May I please take sir's permission to start this program? Yeah. Good evening all. Thank you. A big thank you for all of you who have made it possible on a Sunday evening to come and attend this great auspicious occasion of inaugurating our big state-of-art OT, I would say. So today the reason why we are here is 98th birth, we are celebrating 98th birth anniversary of Professor Dr. N.S. Sundaram. So I would request to please give a big round of applause. This event basically we are celebrating as helping needy people, wherein all the people who cannot afford the healthcare services within their budget, I would say, or within their reach, Professor Dr. S. Natarajan makes the dream possible of giving vision to overall who are in need, and he works day and night with the only one mission of blind-free India, I would say. Without wasting much time, I'll take forward this and ask our team to please start with the prayer song.
We are getting to stand all the guests on the top.
Yes, first prayer song. Huh? Okay. I request chief guest for the evening, Mr. Madhur Bajaj, to please come on the stage. Miss Himisha, please, requesting you to bring Mr. Madhur Bajaj on the stage. Shri Madhur Bajaj is the director of Bajaj Electricals Limited, Bajaj Finance Limited, and several other companies of the Bajaj Group. Guys, I would request to please welcome him with a great round of applause. I request Ms. Tina to please bring along Dr. Robert Rejdak, who is the President of Association of Polish Ophthalmic Surgeons, Professor and Chairman, Chair and Department of General and Pediatric Ophthalmology, Medical University of Lublin. Sir has taken all the time for this occasion, so guys, please give a round of applause. I would request everyone to please be very enthusiastic in welcoming each and every guest. I request Ms. Jyoti to please accompany Mr. Bhuman Irani sir, who is one of the renowned Bollywood actor. Requesting Tahir to please accompany Mr. D. Shivanandan sir, who is an IP retired and the managing trustee of Roti Bank, also a former Commission of Police Mumbai, former Director General Police of Maharashtra. Thank you so much, sir. I request Mr. V. Subramaniam Kumar, practicing advocate in the Mumbai High Court, to please come on the stage. Requesting Mr. Sunil Kumar, Head Sustainability and CSR for ACG Group, to please join us on the stage. I request Mrs. Namash Singh, who is a woman entrepreneur, a great lady, to join us on this dais for this program. I request Mrs. Lakshmi Nair, again a woman entrepreneur, the strong lady, to please join us on the stage. She has not come. We welcome you, ma'am. Please join us on the stage. I would request Mrs. Brinda Khatau, a woman entrepreneur, a strong lady who has helped us throughout this session to make this dream possible. Guys, a round of applause for the ladies here. I feel very low energy. We are sitting with such a great personalities here. I would request everyone to give a round of applause and see what is the energy here. Guys, come on. Thank you so much. Thank you. The reason why we are here, as I already mentioned, that we are inaugurating few of our big projects here.
You insist, man.
You want Lakshmi in the
As we welcome all the guests of honor and the chief guests for this day, last but not the least, I would say the great personality, Professor Dr. S. Natarajan, who is one of the founder of all these projects. I would say he has been working day and night to make possible all the dreams for us and the patients. I would say he's been working day and night for all the patients. It's like a very proud moment for me to share the stage with Professor Natarajan sir, as well as all the great personalities who are sitting here. I would request to please start with the prayer song, and let's start with the rest of the function. Kindly stand up for the prayer, please. Thank you. With such an aura, I would also request our chief guest to please light the moment of the evening, and requesting sir to please have the lamp lighting program. Yes, sir, please. Aslesha, Namrata. Namrata, requesting you to please join us for this. शूज निकालो, जल्दी आओ. दे दो.
शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च मतिं स्वच्छां हि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठेत् गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं
As we finish up with the light lamping, this lamp lighting indicates bringing vision, bringing light in each and everyone's life. Thank you, Dr. Natarajan, for this wonderful evening. I would further ask Professor Dr. S. Natarajan to please take over and throw lights on certain things. What are we going to do in the next coming days, and what are his plans related to rest of the inauguration program? Requesting sir to please take over this.
Thank you, Anita, and thanks everybody here, all the dignitaries who are friends and who are, all of them are the best human beings. You know why? Everybody is only giving, they are not taking. So, big clap for their giving. So when I presented the first presentation to Sahachari Foundation, thanks to Lakshmi Madam who introduced me to the Sahachari Foundation, and thanks to Nama for introducing Lakshmi Madam. And it was one unfortunate injury happened to Ishan. He is my favorite person in my life now. So I do anything for him. And Ishan is Nama's son and Karan Singh's son. And he's a old boy. He wants to play football, soccer. But during school play, he had a freak accident. So today's whole program is dedicated to him, because continuously I'm working on how to prevent eye injuries for the children particularly, because they have 80, 90 years to live. And how will they live? So I was recently with Pataudi's daughter, or what's her name? Saif Ali Khan's sister. Soha Ali Khan, yeah. So she was the guest of honor. I was chief guest in Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. And I quote Pataudi every patient who loses one eye. And surprisingly, Pataudi's birthday and Ishan's birthday are same. Anyhow, cutting short the story, because today is a dream day. It was my father's birthday in 1927, but the reason is he had a slide in his car, or a small sticker in the car, when he had a car from 1957, that's the time I was born. 62 onwards I used to read, "Arise, awake, stop not until you reach the goal." And that's what Swami Vivekananda spoke in Kumbakonam railway station. But this is what I carry daily. So this is one thing I want to tell everybody. A lot of young people are here. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea and just leave every other idea alone. And this is the way to success, and this is the way great spiritual giants are produced and others are mere talking machines. Can I have the slide? So we are already, okay. It's not moving. Okay. So today we are all assembled here thanks to Sahachari Foundation for giving the grant, and I'm happy that they did due diligence to make sure that we do the best for the poorest of poor in Mumbai, and that's the starting point. Okay, so we are having the grand opening ceremony today. And so we are actually thanks, I met Mr. Subramaniam, who is otherwise called Kumar, and we have trustees of the Shanmugapriya Charitable Trust in Chembur, and that has been settled by Subramania Samaj, which is a temple, in 80-year-old temple in Chembur, in Chedanagar, Chembur, and they have started the hospital in June, and I presented to Sahachari Foundation in April without place, without anything, and thanks to Sunil and thanks to Karan Singh for giving Sunil to help us in preparing the project, because we don't have enough staff to write the project as they want, but I'm happy he did it for us. So with this, they came the Shanmugapriya Health Center, where they started in June, and they are doing daily dialysis for 650 rupees, and for the poorest of poor people they are doing free, and somebody is giving the money. So we want to serve the poorest of poor, and we have we are, all of them here are givers. So I think there's a day for giving which the America celebrates, but here I think we have to celebrate daily. So we have this Light of Hope project. That's the name given by our team, headed by Sunil from ACG Cares Foundation, and we call it Light of Hope project, and supported by Sahachari Foundation, and it will be run by Kamalasundaramfoundation at Shanmugapriya Health Center in Chembur, and which is to tell you frankly, when I visited and I took Dr. Robert yesterday, it is a 7-star facility, and they are opening it for poor people, and I'm happy this the Dasra, another organization, came to check. They saw Dharavi, they were upset, but I told them, my father started that clinic, and today is his birthday. In 2005, he told me, you are a private practice man, you are earning money, what are you doing for the poor? Because he and my grandfather, Dr. Nataraj Pillai, were actually doing government service. So he said, you are for day one private practice earning money, how will you help the poor? He said, he took me to a school in Dharavi and told, you give a lecture. And I used to be upset. I said, well, I'm such a big doctor, and why should I go? And so he told me, these children's grandparents will have diabetes. You teach them how to control diabetes, they will go and tell their grandparents. That's how I started in 2005 in the labor camp in Dharavi, with the aim of teaching them cleanliness, which I'm not able to do. I hope this Slum Rehabilitation Act will hope to change it like Dubai. And we are running the clinic till from 2005. Before that, without name, we were doing multiple projects. In 2005, we started in the labor camp. We are continuing. And now we are calling it as Sundaram Natarajan. It's not for my name. Unfortunately, the name is Sundaram Natarajan is my name. And there is a song also in Lord Shiva, Sundara Nataraja or Chidambara Priya. So the Sundaram is actually, his name was Natarajan Shanmuga Sundaram. And Shanmuga means Lord Karthik. And Lord Karthik's name is Subramaniam. And Subramaniam gave this place, which is 11 crore worth, plus operation theatre, I don't know how many crores. And Sahachari Foundation has given like an undisclosed amount, because we want them to see how we are doing and support us more. So with that, so the 3 generations we have kept the name Sundaram Natarajan, and promptly our lawyer friend Subramaniam said, you can't change the name. We are not changing any name. We are going to have a small board, and later if we remove it also, no problem for me, because we are not working for name. Because Swami Vivekananda questions, Natarajan, you already have name, fame, money, why do you want to work? So now I want to work only for the poor. So I request now our Mr. Bajaj to open that. So they have a modular OT. Modular OT means, Bowman? Bowman, you acted as the dean of the medical college. No, but here we have the modular OT, which means we have the best airflow, where when you open the door, the air will come out, so that there's no recycling. And thanks to Mr. Subramaniam and the trustees here who has created that. So we are thankful to Brinda Madam and all the trustees of Sahachari Foundation. And then we have, next slide. So every Sahachari Foundation is giving a lot of funding for various medical programs, and in that they actually, okay. That is for the next one, no? Okay, so the Sahachari Foundation we had given a project report for some money, and then they reduced it and said, can you get a matching? So thanks to Nama and Karan Singh and Mr. Sunil. So Sunil coined the term Light of Hope project, and it's supported by the ACG Cares Foundation, for which Nama is the trustee and Sunil is the vice president, right?
Yes, I'm head of the CSR.
Head of the CSR. So you can all, yes. Thank you, Sunil, and thank you, Nama Singh. So, can I have the next slide? So, this one, I was the president of All India Ophthalmic Society, which is the largest life member Ophthalmic Society of the world, but still we are only 30,000 eye doctors. So I created this program called Stop Diabetic Blindness. That means screening through teleophthalmology to prevent diabetic blindness. The idea was, we have 6,47,645 villages in India, and I want to serve all of them. One man can do only this much, but like one candle lighting another candle, we all of you sitting here can be the angels of eye care, and help this using, I think some of you are from the artificial intelligence and also from machine learning. So we are the first to do the offline AI, and I can see Dr. Aditya there, who is the co-author with me for the project, where we did the first project ahead of Google and ahead of Microsoft, of using an iPhone with an infrared device. We can take retinal photographs. I'm going to teach all the Sahachari trustees who are here. They are all looking old. Only thing, they don't color their hair, I color my hair. So they are all going to be the volunteers who will work on it. So next slide. So my dream, and Swami Vivekananda dreamt 1898 to create a Ramakrishna temple, and he died in 1902. But I am happy that in 1938 the Ramakrishna temple came. But he wrote a letter to his brother Swamiji in 1901, before he died. Before Ramakrishna temple, the women in India should be respected, and he said you should have the Sharada temple first, but unfortunately it came only in 1960, 58 years after he died. But he always said you should respect women, and that's why he called, that's why we have Sahachari Foundation. All our Lakshmis here in the Sahachari Foundation who supported it, and this is because of this, we are not proud, but we have 10.1 crore diabetics in India, as per the study done by Madras Diabetic Research Foundation, and among them 5.8 crore are not knowing they are having diabetes and they are walking around. And my dream and my message to the Prime Minister and the Union Home Minister is, when one doctor, one foundation can mix with so many foundations and do so many things, and we have touched about 10 million people in Mumbai in the slums, and we have social workers who are here, who have visited 330,000 slum houses in Mumbai, and I'm proud to say we are having better statistics than the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, the MCGM, Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, and we are having an MOU, and we are already doing screening. We have, thanks to Ratan Tata sir, who was a great friend. We lost him, but his foundation will support. He gave the initial funding. We did the Guinness record for creating the maximum number of screening, and we want many more records to be created. The idea is not for record, so that number of patients will be screened. And thanks to Roti Bank, that time Shivanandan sir hosted the 2,000 people who came diabetic. We gave a diabetic diet free that day in Dharavi. And my other friend Sushil Jivarajika is not here, so he's also a trustee of Roti Bank. So every day Mr. Shivanandan is giving 15,000 meals free to the poor people of Mumbai. So I request our advocate Subramaniam to open the Relja Jovanovic International Veterinary Institute, which is for fellowship and training. So Mr. Kumar suddenly asked, so many things you have written, where is the place? I said, everything I will do it in his place. And thanks to the other trustees, Mr. Kalyan Raman, who is a part of a modern school in Chembur, he said he will create 70,000 square feet for the training school. Right now we have some 200 square feet in the area which is given. So can I have a... Give it to... So I request Advocate Subramaniam to give a short speech on his association with us. Particularly the... Okay, come here.
A professional hazard. I speak better when I'm standing. Used to doing that in court. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bajaj, and all the distinguished guests on the dais. I'm really proud to be standing here. There are very many reasons that is the foundation of this pride. Long years back, about more than 30 years back, Mr. P.S. Subramanian Mama, who is the backbone of Sri Subramania Samaj, and my late father had a dream of creating a hospital which will serve the poor and the needy. And that dream, unfortunately, we are in a city of Bombay where there are a lot of aspects, so the hospital for the time being remains a dream. But when Subramania Samaj was in its 75th year, celebrating its 75th year, we thought that we should at least buy a place big enough to have a healthcare center. So that gave rise to buying of this place, which is 4,500 square feet in Srikant Chambers next to the old RK studio in Chembur. And we started, at that point of time, Subramania Samaj has a Murugan temple in Chembur in Chedanagar, and we also had our 4th Kumbhabhishekam, and at that, which is reconsecration of temple, which happens every 12 years. We were lucky to have Mr. Chandrasekharan, the chairman of Tata Sons, who was the celebration committee chairman. With his help and guidance, we were able to reach out to corporates who were very kind enough to donate to the cause, and we had got the place, but we needed, obviously it takes a lot of money to to convert that into a meaningful healthcare center, and we were successful in doing that. So we made this state-of-the-art healthcare center. Presently, predominantly, we are doing dialysis. We are, as Dr. Natarajan said, that we are doing highly subsidized dialysis. We are also doing free service to people who are poor and needy. And we had this state-of-the-art operation theater, but we were still thinking about what we should be doing with that. So actually, just a little over a month ago, when I was in Delhi, or less than a month actually, less than a month ago when I was in Delhi, Dr. Natarajan has called me for something which had nothing to do with all this. And whilst talking, he was telling me about his dreams, his plans, and his projects. So I casually told him, why don't you come and have a look at our theater, because we have a ready-made operation theater and it is state-of-the-art. And if you would like it, we would think about doing something, because we also have the same dream of reaching out to the poor and do charity to the poor. But when we say we want to do charity to the poor, it is going to be equivalent of a 7-star or a 5-star hospital. We don't want them to feel that they are coming here just because they are getting something subsidized or poor, and that is the idea with which we had constructed or done up this healthcare center. So he was very happy, and people who know Dr. Natarajan, he was there the next day, and 3 days after that, another fellow trustee told me that, listen, we might receive an invitation for him for an inauguration in our own healthcare center. That's the speed at which he went about going about doing all these things. And it is great, and we are really grateful to you, Doctor. We are really grateful to you because you are now adding that butter on what we intended to do, and that will be coming into reality shortly. And we are grateful to all of you for supporting this cause, so that when we go ahead, as Doctor said, that we are starting with a small area, but shortly we'll grow into a bigger area, and then we can do service to more and more people. And our intention, obviously, as a trust is that it's not just the eyes, and we need to reach the whole, whatever is our anatomy and the other parts of the body, but we are going to start with the eyes because it's very important. And we all know that Dr. Natarajan is the best. The President of India has recognized what he is. I mean, he's all over the world, and if people who follow him on Facebook knows that every week is in some continent or the other, attending conferences, delivering lectures, etc. We are grateful for your support, and under your guidance, I'm sure that we are going to reach higher things. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Okay, so we have Dr. Jyot present there. He is 94 years old. He is still active. I'm really, I have not asked his permission, and this is over. No? It's over, yeah. Okay. So, I think the previous slide I forgot to mention about my second mentor. So Dr. Rejdak revolutionized vitrectomy surgery in the world. He was born in Montenegro, which was originally part of Yugoslavia, and now Montenegro is 6 countries which is split from Yugoslavia, and thanks to all these wars and this one. But he was a great man, and I learned a lot of things from him because he from Eastern European country. And I'm sure Robert will resonate with that. People from Western Europe look at Eastern Europe down, which is sad. It is like, this is the same problem all over, and we all talk about we should not discriminate, but discrimination is happening all over the world. But nevertheless, Swami Vivekananda went and gave a talk in 1893, which enthused a lot of people, and that's how there are 245 Ramakrishna Mutts and the Ramakrishna Mission, and where nowhere Vivekananda's name is there. And I'm happy. So similar thing I want to do. I don't need my name, but I want to tell that he was a great man who mentored me, because Dr. Badrinath had a fellow ophthalmologist called Dr. Kinney, who was the #1 retina specialist in Boston. And when I moved from 88 to Bombay, Dr. Badrinath wrote to 3 people in US. He said, now, if you want to send patients, instead of sending me, you can send to Nati, he used to call me, to Bombay, because we are already overworking, and Nati will have new operation theatre. And you won't believe, people from Boston, because patients from India want to call Boston or London, and I'm not trained anywhere. I'm purely India make, and I'm pure Madras make. So made in India, made for India. So people used to come, and Dr. Kinney told Dr. Badrinath in 86, what you are doing retina surgery, man, you learn from your mentor. I know he was a great man, Dr. Charles Keepens. He has visited Bombay. He said you have to go and learn something from Dr. Jyot. And the spelling is like that, but we had a famous tennis player with the same name. And he was the one who revolutionized vitrectomy surgery with making some 25-30 instruments. So I just met a trustee who said she has an engineering company, and so we work with the engineering for many things, including AI, and so he designed many instruments, and Dr. Badrinath bought all the instruments and told me to use first time, and he made me the youngest vitrectomy surgeon doing the maximum number of surgery, and he put me with Dr. Jovanovich to go around with him in Mahabalipuram, and that's my journey. 86 onwards, I was with him all the time. And as soon as I came to Bombay, the first trip I made was to Antwerp. He was in Antwerp that time. And he taught me the intricacies of vitreoretinal surgery, and he's called the father of modern vitreoretinal surgery. So Dr. Badrinath was trained by Dr. Skipens, who was called the father of retinal detachment surgery, and Dr. Jovanovich revolutionized surgery, and he used silicone oil in a different way, new instruments, new equipment, and he was called the father of modern. So I worked with all of them and brought all the technology to Mumbai, and first in India. So 91 onwards, we are doing advanced vitreoretinal surgery training for the young doctors of India. And Dr. Badrinath will stand behind and ask me, how do you get all these guys? You didn't work anywhere. I said, you trained me. I went everywhere and made them friends. And I had done already vitreoretinal surgery more than anybody in India except Dr. Jovanovich. And that's why I dedicate this Jovanovich International Vitreoretinal Institute for Fellowship and Training. Thanks to again Kumar for giving the place where the Oculus company is not here. Bausch & Lomb is here. So Oculus is the one which makes a visualization system, and I am the first one to introduce in India in 1989. So they are ready to sponsor the center, but they have not given official thing. It will come. So we'll have a simulator, like how the pilots have simulator for flying a plane or Airbus. So we are going to do simulator. We will have the pig's eye, the enucleated eye from the people who we cannot transplant. We'll make the doctors practice so that they have the eye-hand coordination in microscope. My dream is if I teach one surgeon a good surgery, he will go and do surgery for the rest of the thousands of patients. And when we become old, we need good surgeons for them to operate on us. So that's how Jovanovich came. And then so Dr. Ferenc Kuhn is still a practicing vitreoretinal surgeon in Hungary, but he lives in US, and only him I took permission. And he repeatedly wrote to me yesterday, and I said, I'm not asking a permission. I've already named it Ferenc Kuhn Ophthalmic Trauma Center. You can see here, the one to my left is Ferenc Kuhn, and the other next to him is Arne Vicentis, who is from University of Halle, where Dr. Robert worked with him. And then the other side is Wolfgang Schrader. All of us are going to Tiger Safari in March. So March 18th, I am bringing him to Mumbai. We are going to do a one-day workshop, and I hope the operation theatre will be ready that time, and we will make and show the operation theatre to the world. So now I request Nama Singh to inaugurate the trauma center. So the reason I requested Nama to inaugurate this is she runs a school, and her children are studying and I think everybody should clap because she is the best mother I have seen. I don't know how she does. If you see her CV in the LinkedIn, she's a business entrepreneur and running a school in Bandra, plus having 3 children, and then spending almost 24/7 with her, and even now for taking care of the son, and how emotionally to bring them, because he had a serious injury at the age of 7. You can imagine he became 8 now. But I am saying we are encouraging Ishan, and I hope Ishan will, I'm sure he will not hope, he is sure he will do best. And we are working on preventing eye injuries. And second is, India does not have protective glasses for playing squash or any contact sports. So Dr. Robert was talking about that in the morning, and we are hope to get some protective glass. You mentioned clearly, if you use a wrong glass, instead of wearing glass, injury will happen. And Ishan was wearing a glass and still had injury. And recently, one eye doctor got injured in San Francisco. He was obsessive of using protective gears. He had some 100 protective goggles. He was wearing a goggle, and he didn't have the strap behind. So he was cutting some tree branch in his backyard, and one branch fell, removed the frame from his eye, and the second branch cut the eye. And he didn't realize. 6 years later, he saw something hazy. He went to the doctor. So that's what we are conveying today's function. That's why the trauma center idea is to teach and create awareness for the public. And from Ocular Trauma Society of India, which was a part of the morning CME, I am filing an PIL against crackers. No, I can't file FIR. So PIL, and in India, that PIL is going to be a tough thing because somehow they are saying cracker is only for Hindu festival Diwali, but you saw on 31st January, Germany was having problem with crackers. And in US had a problem, and Dr. Robert showed today that in spite of ban in Poland, children were injured with crackers. So why should young children should get injured for a celebration? So I think we have to ban it. I know a lot of opposition, and is that Sushil? No. So thank you. And now I have the next one. So Dr. N. S. Sundaram was as I said, late Dr. N. S. Sundaram was a father. So in his name, we already inaugurated a genetic clinic, genetic lab in Thane. Again, thanks to Shivanandan, who convinced our friend Dr. Vasudev Ginde. Unfortunately, he is no more. He died at 55. So a lot of people are good people in Mumbai who are giving for people. And in Mumbai, who will give a place free? Anyway, I don't own any of them. But what I'm trying to tell, even to give a trust, it's impossible. And I think when over a word, people give a lot of money, and I borrowed a lot of money, crores, and given back. One word of Shivanandan. Same thing they did for the lab in Thane. And then from Thane, thanks to Khalsa College, the national facility for biotech in Khalsa College, Dr. Pratiksha and the dean, the principal, they gave me a place. Now, thanks to Kumar and the trustees, we are going to shift that lab and have the advanced lab in Chembur, where I'm the vice president of Global Eye Genetic Consortium. The whole world will be here. We want to create genetic diagnosis and also start the first gene therapy in India. Already L.V. Prasad is working on it, and Narayan Netral is working. We will be in the competition not for winning against each other, but we have to be on the lead. So they will do some disease and I will do some disease where we will treat people who are born blind or going blind. So I request my best friend Shivanandan to inaugurate. And my father died on April 15th, 2015. And the last 10 years he lived with me. And because my mother was paralytic, so he said, you can't come shift to Madras. We will come and you look after us. So I'm glad I looked after my father and mother in the last years of their life. But he was very close to Shivanandan. And he was always complaining about me. So now Shivanandan will talk about that to us.
Yes, sir. I was laughing the way you were saying. That's correct. He was complaining about it. He said this fellow doesn't.
Good evening, friends, and all the dignitaries on the stage. Very, very good evening. Today is the happy birthday of Dr. Sundaram, N.S. Sundaram. Happens to be our doctor, great doctor who gave such a grand oration of so many projects, his father. And Dr. Sundaram, N.S. Sundaram, was very, very close to me because he thought a police ban is a very, very disciplinarian, and I'll bring some discipline in Dr. Natarajan's life. He tried his best, he couldn't do anything about it, and he thought, I will do something about it. I also couldn't do anything about it. Here is Dr. Natarajan. But I must say, the entire credit are having given a dynamic doctor like S. Natarajan. The credit goes to his father, Sundaram, Dr. Sundaram. And happens to be his father, Dr. S. Nataraja Pillai, was also a great ophthalmologist and eye surgeon. So this is the third generation eye doctor who we are seeing. And I'm sure all the skills, the God skill, the special skills which Dr. Natarajan has acquired has percolated down from generation to generation. As you all know, as Dr. Natarajan mentioned, and this Dr. Sundaram, his father, was to be very, very fond of me. And he was born in 1927 and passed away, unfortunately, almost 90 years of age. And that was in April 2015. My association was very strong. He had written many, many books, and the last one is about Kan Oli, that is in Tamil, and then he has put my photograph on the back cover, and that morning he asked me whether the book he had sent by post has reached me, and I said, yeah, it is on the way. As soon as it comes, I am going to call you and inform. Unfortunately, in the afternoon, he passed away, and I received this sad news. I felt so bad about it, because until the last day he was in touch with me, and he happened to be on that day in Chennai, but I was in Mumbai, so that is what. So Dr. Sundaram, that's his father, used to work for the government of Tamil Nadu, and he retired as the superintendent of the government of Tamil Nadu Eye Department, and he has worked there for many, many years, 3 decades and more, and tirelessly he worked in the government, whatever facilities which was there at that point of time. Now, of course, with technology we have gone, we are talking about all the time AI and machine learning and all that. Well, that wasn't there at the time. He has performed about 30,000 cataract surgeries. That is a phenomenal achievement for the poor. Obviously, because of the government, it was free. And then refraction of about 3 million people in Tamil Nadu he has done through camps. And he has done hundreds of camps from the government programs. And he used to organize eye exhibitions in Chennai as well as in Mumbai. And whatever happened in Mumbai, I used to be part of it, and I have witnessed all that. And he was laboring all the time until the last day. He was enjoying a motorcycle ride for some work on the last day. That is at 90 years, I am telling you, my dear friends. All these youngsters are all should learn. He was an inspirational man. I has written about 4 or 5 books. The last one was released by me, that is called Kan Oli. So that one is Tamil. All his other books have been translated in English by Dr. Natarajan. Obviously, with so much of work done, he cannot be ignored by the society and the government. He got all the awards. Some of them are Seva Ratna by Centenarian Trust 1999, Vaidya Ratna by Sri Kanchi Kamakoti Jayendra Swamigal of 2000, the year 2000 he got that. Lifetime Achievement Award by Tamil Nadu Ophthalmic Association, a Dr. G.V. Award for Community Ophthalmology, and he has written books, and he lived and walked this motto called Vision is Our Mission. Incidentally, his wife, Miss Kamala Sundaram, Madam Kamala Sundaram, was also here, and I used to be knowing her very, very closely. As Dr. Natarajan said, he did take care of them completely, a totally family man, and completely devoted to his parents, and of course his grandmother, who lasted much longer than his parents. So today is the birthday, 98th birthday of Dr. N. Sundaram, and we must remember and celebrate a man of great discipline and great values, and he lived, walked the talk, and he lived until the last day as a... I must tell you, now I am finishing, he was a diabetic patient for about 40 or more years, but absolutely because of his discipline. I have seen him. Morning when he ate, he had 2 small idlis, that much only, he wouldn't even look at the other things there. That made him to last longer. I am sure Dr. Natarajan is going to last more than 90 years and go on doing so many things, you know. So may God bless Dr. Natarajan, and we remember a great soul called Dr. N. Sundaram with all the gratitude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Shiva. And Shivanandan was walking alone in Marine Drive till 1988. 88 I came, he told he lost his peace. Because he was doing thinking that time, but I used to go and pick his brain. And then lot of doctors who has problem, because I'm his friend, they will call me at night 1 o'clock. I have this problem in the police station. So I have to tell a lie. I dialed, he's sleeping. If he gets up, he'll take his gun and shoot me. So I can't call him. But I was tired of telling, but I used to tell, I dialed, he didn't pick up. In the morning, I will talk to him. So every day morning, sharp, I was meeting him at 6 that time. And when he went to Thane, I went at 6:15, I used to pick him up and we used to climb the Evur hill. So his daughters thought I'm mad. But that's friendship. We have a Tirukural which says, what is friendship? Anyway, I don't want to go into that. But what I want to tell is, after my parents and grandparents, everything, Shivanandan is my mentor, but I don't listen to him. So this is about the genetics, and as I said, genetic eye diseases are so many in India because of the sheer population and the consanguineous marriage we had in the past, in the 1900s onwards. We are having a lot of diseases in the family which makes them blind, and that's why I just made this about the. So now, my mentor who made me, and I think I was the closest to him, and I'm happy he considered me as a son, even though he has two sons, that is Padma Bhushan, Dr. S. Badrinath. So he was totally a selfless man, and he created Shankarnethalaya because he operated Chandrasekhar Swamigal in 1974. And because my father was ophthalmologist and grandfather, so when he came from America in 1971, I was in 8th standard, and then my father used to meet him, take him to meet him, and I didn't know what it was, but I used to know everything about ophthalmology and all ophthalmologists, including Dr. J. Agarwal, who's the father of Dr. Amar Agarwal. So I met all of them because of the 3 generation of ophthalmology, and I grew up in the eye hospital quarters. So I was associated with him, and I never knew I'll join him. But the day I joined, I don't know why, what made me write to him. I wrote to him, "Sir, I hope you will chisel me as a vitreoretinal surgeon, the best vitreoretinal surgeon in the world," and I gave him. And you know, if you have a chisel and a hammer, and if somebody is hammering you, you know you will bleed. And I was bleeding, but I think I didn't give up. At the 1 month, I thought I will leave the place because nobody has scolded me like that in my life, but he did it. But I think thanks to him, whatever I am today is because of he's beaten up. And I think diamonds are cut, he used to tell me. If you see the movie Bloody Diamonds, where the diamond is being done, people are bleeding and then they are like slaves. So I think we have to work like that. But even though we caught slavery, I think I worked from morning 7 till night 1. At 1 o'clock in the night, he will tell something, Nati, I want it by 7 in the morning. Sir, it's 1 o'clock. If you say that, he'll tell, okay, don't do it, and he'll take a paper. So we never did that. I used to finish the work, sleep, come back at 7, and if you go late, he will finish the work. So that was him, and I think what a great mentor. So in his name, I have not taken any permission from anybody, neither from Shankarnethalaya. This is on YouTube. I have already announced to the Shankarnethalaya alumni, and also I have not informed the family, but he is my mentor. He is everything for me, but whatever skill I have, he identified that I have a golden fingers, and he used to tell, because I used to operate, and after my wedding, when I book a movie, emergency will come. He says, Nati, can you operate? So I'll go to the OT and cancel the movie, and it was happening daily. So he used to apologize to my wife, saying that, I'm sorry, your husband has a golden fingers, so he has to operate. So, but I loved it. Surgery is my meditation, and I keep doing operation even now, and I can operate from morning to night. I did it in Kashmir, and thanks to his training. So in his name, but he, more than the vitreoretinal, which was inaugurated in the beginning by our Mr. Bajaj, he was interested in community ophthalmology. So he created a community ophthalmology center. The Jaslok Chandrite group has supported his community center, and it's called the Jaslok Community Center in Shankarnethalaya. They had an office. Now Chandrai has started a hospital in Nigeria, along with the Arvind Eye Hospital. So when our people are doing, the Indians are doing in the rest of the world, I want to do something in Mumbai. I know Mumbai has 3,000 eye doctors. We have a lot of rich people, but there are 6.5 million people living in slums. So we want to do this community and public health ophthalmology. So I now inaugurating our foundation, Padma Bhushan, Dr. S. Badrinath International Institute of Community and Public Health Ophthalmology, And for this, I am thankful to Mr. Ajay Konaria, and Mrs. Pallavi Konaria is a trustee in Sahachari Foundation. She was impressed with my presentation. I am happy, even though the presentation was made by Sunil and my team, and I happened to present it, but everything is coming from my heart because I want to do it, and there were a lot of questions because so many things we don't have. But I decided, I announced the date with no money and with no place at 19 January. I am glad everything has come together, and today we are inaugurating. And who else? None other than my good friend, who's again 37 years like Shivanandan, Mr. Bhuman Irani. And so happened, I was his neighbor in Dadar. Now I moved away to my mentor Shivanandan. So I request Bhuman to do the And Bowman told me 19 January is a very hectic day for him personally, but thanks to him, so he actually readjusted everything and he came. So I'm happy. So he will, all of you are waiting for his speech, I know. In between, he took the opportunity to tell my dream, because I am a dreamer, and Abdul Kalam was a great, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a great friend before he became president, and Shivanandan sir knows. He was like a friend. You can call him on the mobile as the president. One day I told him in 2005, I saw it in the banner that Dr. Abdul Kalam is coming. I just called him and said, you are coming to Mumbai like a friend, why not you visit me? He came. It was on 6th January and he came on 9th January to visit me. He told, that time S.M. Krishna was the governor, he told you have to come, and he told the chief minister at that time, our Deshmukh, Vilasrao Deshmukh, late, he was the CM, but he said, I don't know who's Natarajan, I am not coming. So he went and waited in the airport. Later, Mr. Deshmukh and everybody asked, who are you here? Well, Dr. Kalam made us wait and came to your clinic. I said, it's not a clinic, it's a hospital. And what was the occasion? I said, there's no occasion. I told him, please come and meet all my staff who are working for eyecare. He knows ophthalmology because he's a friend of Dr. Badrinath, he's a friend of Dr. Venkateswamy, friend of Dr. Tara Prasad Das, but he came and he listened to all of us, and I think Dr. Radhika had the opportunity to explain to him on so many things. And after that he has visited several times as a Kamalasundaram, that time it was called, he gave the name, Adityajyot Foundation for Tinkling Little Eyes, because he used to tell me, my friend Dr. Reddy has this Little Heart Foundation. You know, he has a little heart, no? You can you put some little twinkle on the children, he asked me. So that's how the name came. And so in his, so what I want to tell is that Dr. Badrinath introduced me to Dr. Kalam. That was the greatness of Dr. Badrinath. Whatever I asked, he did it. Same thing after him is Shivanandan. So I request Bowman to give his speech. Everybody is waiting for that.
I've been asked to speak for 2.5 hours, so first of all, it is humbling to be on this stage with all these unbelievably wonderful people. Mr. Bajaj, thank you very much for being here, always showering us with so much love that comes, I can feel it sitting next to you. And so a lot has been said, a lot of buttons have been pressed, a lot of inaugurations have happened, but I need to tell you the story, which will take me about 2 hours, no problem, about my mother, who had retina problem. I must have been about 26, 27 years old. And here in Dadar, she got an appointment with a certain doctor. And there was a line outside of patients, a line, literally, a line of those Nilkamal plastic chairs, if you remember correctly. And I was sitting in the car because the patient was allowed only one person to accompany that patient. So I'm waiting outside and I'm peeping in that passage of the building. There's a building wall, and out comes my mother, and out comes a doctor with my mother, holding her hand. Such a busy doctor, a young man. They said he was very handsome. I'm not so sure about that. but and he came out and he handed over my mother to my sister, And they came and they sat in the car, and I was the designated driver, and she said, I have met a young man who's going to go on to do great things in life. And she was not wrong. She's absolutely not wrong. That young man, as you know, I'm speaking about this fellow. And I did wave out to him, but he didn't wave back. Maybe if I was acting in the movies, he would have waved back. That time I was not. I was a humble waferwala that time. I'm joking, of course, I'm pulling his leg. But I just heard and I realized that you, the third generation in your family, was more or less doing the same thing, right? And most important, it's, let's call it medical philanthropy. 3 generations in one family. What did you say to something like that? You're humbled. What am I standing here? What am I making a speech for? What gives me the right to stand over here and make a speech? I have no business to be standing and sitting on this dais and talking about you. All I've done is acted as a bloody doctor. What have I done? And what are we doing? Remember in life, and I'm going to bore you about this, that any film that you watch is a story of a protagonist wanting something. And you mentioned it today. Pick one thing, dream about it, sleep about it, eat, drink, everything should be about that one thing, and every waking and sleeping moment should be about one thing. Every protagonist in any film which is worth watching is about someone who is passionate, who has a want for something. If you don't want something in your life, then your story is not worth telling. You understand? This man's story is worth telling. He wanted to do what he's doing today, stand over here and present one curtain after another opening, and before that, God knows how many curtains he's already opened. So many thousand square foot this week, we put this up, so and so. I mean, how much energy does it take for one person to do all these things? Of course, with a lot of help. And a big round of applause to all the people. Support is very important. However, I'm coming to this point. What did I just say? Hashtag want. You must want to do something in your life. Yeah? And then there's another thing, and it's called need. What you want to do is something, there's an external goal that you've got to reach. There's an external thing that the hero or the heroine wants to achieve at the end of the film. That's called a want. And there's also a need, which happens in the third act, actually. In the third act. If you want to win the World Cup, that's your want. But if your need actually is to become a better human being to be worthy of that World Cup. You understand what I'm trying to say? So if you may want to do many things. You may want to be rich. You may want to be the best doctor in the world. You may want to win the World Cup. You may want to be Miss India. You may want to be the leader of some country. But what is your need is more important. Your need is to be a better human being. And in the third act, more often than not, it is when people who have achieved their goals start looking inwards. And the inner goal, the inner want, the need comes to the fore. And they start doing things like Dr. Natarajan is doing. However, Dr. Natarajan's need did not happen in his third act. It happened in his first act. That's the beauty. Imagine you say, oh, you've achieved, you made money, bangla mil gaya, gaadi mil gaya, ye kiya, wo kiya, famous ho gaya, दुनिया घूमा, बहुत कुछ किया, shopping किया, बीवी को खुश किया, जो मैं कर रहा हूँ, बीवी को खुश किया. लेकिन the need kicked in really early in his life. What is this evening all about? What is this evening all about? To create awareness of what's happening and how people are going to avail of these fantastic facilities, especially the poor, especially people who may not be able to afford this quality, as you say, 5-star, 7-star treatment. I think one of the great things that may have happened this evening, and we are very grateful to everybody here, is sitting in this audience somewhere. There's a whole bunch of Dr. Natarajans will be spawned into doing great things. That will be the greater outcome of this evening. Each and every one of you. And I say, and it includes me, each and every one of you, and I say it from my heart. If you all want to do something in life, remember at some point you will need to do something in your life. Bring that need in a little earlier, because everything else is external. Everything else is materialistic. Everything else is got to do with your ego. Your need has got to do with your kind self. Let's do it. I hope the speeches you hear today will spawn you into doing great things. And if I'm around, this silly actor will come and support you in that day also. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So now Anita has to come and take over, but in the meantime, I just want to tell Bowman, I saw an advertisement on Facebook about Success Gyan.
Right.
So you won't believe, to listen to you, I paid and registered on February 8th.
Paid?
Yes. Why not?
Good, I'm glad you did.
So the reason I'm telling is, nothing comes free. So please, that's for, because inspired, I also attended Shivkera's the leadership program. The main why I'm telling is, as he said, the outcome of the... No, I know. She has to announce, no? So Anita, you can come here. You have to announce that. So what I'm telling is, all of you, that's why I'm happy. I interacted with the morning SNDT students, and all of you are from Vesit and Khalsa College, and also from the JJ Medical College and Sion Medical College, because when we were studying, there was no motivation. And my father's way of motivation was, he'll ask me a question, I will not know the answer. First thing he'll tell is you will fail. But so I used to run away from him because he was ophthalmology, my grandfather was ophthalmology. But fortunately, because of that, when he asks a question, you don't know the answer, I started learning. He also used to make me read Hindu paper, and I asked him to read, every day write 2 new English letters, English words. So, I mean, it was a tough thing to do, but I think unless you go through tough thing, you will not achieve. So I just want to reiterate what Bowman said. We want more Dr. Badrinaths, more Bowman Iranis, and more Natarajans to come, or more Shivanandan. The reason is, all of us have achieved, but we want to do more. Why? So that's the question, because Swami Vivekananda said, they alone, and even Thiruvalluvar said, they alone live who live for others, and rest are equivalent to dead. So that means if you are only working for yourself and your family, you are not fit to live. You are like equivalent to a dead corpse. That's what Bowman said, and he had every right to be here because he is a great human being. And he now told me he has done 800 sessions in teaching. And he's a great teacher. I attended his online lectures during the COVID time, because COVID time I did several meetings all over the world. And I think we didn't stop teaching the young doctors all over the world. And I go all the 6 continents that time through net and now physically. So can I have that introduction thing? No, where's that? Awards. So next is introduction of Endowment Award recipient, and that's where the main function we started with. And then all this happened, as Mr. Subramaniam said, that everything in the last 3 weeks. But I announced the date, everything was in the mind, and it's happening. And I think when you visualize, law of visualization, law of attraction, law of manifestation, and Nani, where is the Endowment Award here? You know, I have to read. Reading of scroll, no? So I am very happy, Professor Dr. H.C. Roberts, Rejdak, the Kamalasundaram Foundation presents this scroll of honor on 19 January 2025 on the occasion of the 10th Professor N.S. Sundaram and Kamalasundaram oration. And it goes this time by Professor Dr. H.C. Robert Rejdak, President of the Association of Polish Ophthalmic Surgeons, Professor and Chairman, Chair and Department of General and Pediatric Ophthalmology, Medical University of Lublin, Poland. And he is also the rector in the Medical University of Lublin and the consultant in the Department of Ophthalmology in the Regional Specialist Hospital in Rejdak. Since 2004, he has been a senior researcher and a consultant in the Medical Research Center of the Polish Academy of Sciences in Warsaw, training director at the European School of Advanced Study in Ophthalmology, and member of ophthalmology expert teams such as the accreditation team of the Ministry of Health and Medicine implementation team for diabetic macular degeneration. Because he is a teacher future in the SASU. We are creating a World Ophthalmology Training Center here in Mumbai at the Chembur, and which is what we are in the, yesterday we discussed that. Since 1999, he has been cooperating with the Ophthalmology Clinic of the University of Erlangen, Nuremberg, where under the supervision of Professor Ansel Uneman, he was acquainted with the techniques of the histology and pathology of the eye. Moreover, he underwent training in cataract and vitreoretinal surgery. Currently, he works closely with the Ophthalmology Clinic in Rostock. In 2001, he was awarded a fellowship from the German Society of Ophthalmology in the Ophthalmology Hospital of the University of Tübingen, Germany. Then he obtained NATO fellowship and the EU-funded Marie Curie Individual Fellowship, which allowed him to continue the study at the Ophthalmology Hospital of the University of Tübingen until February 2005. Since then, owing to a long-term research grant of the Kirsten Foundation, he has been working closely with the research group led by Professor Zerna. In 2005, he worked on the effects of homocysteine on the synthesis of synovial acid in the retina and its role in the neurodegenerative process, which was funded from the Fortune Grant awarded by the University of Tübingen. In the years 2007-17, he was working on the development of new methods of amenorrhea therapy in cooperation with Professor Frank Koch, who has also given the oration in the past, and Professor Michael Koss of the University of Ophthalmology in Frankfurt and Main, now Ophthalmology Department of Karl Theodor Hospital in Munich. And Frank Koch is my close friend, and he has come and taught me the endoscopy, which we started, and Nama knows about endoscopy in '97. And then also he has come several times to Mumbai, and several ophthalmologists from all the 6 continents have come, and now we are getting, thanks to Dr. Robert, he said in the evening he will get grants to get our postgraduate students from Mumbai to go to Poland, and Poland doctors will come for training under us. So thanks, Robert. And in 2013, Professor Robert Rejdak was appointed as Associate Professor, and in 2016 a full Professor, and since 2016 Professor Robert Rejdak has been the Editor-in-Chief and the member of the editorial board of the International Ophthalmology Journal and editor of a series of 10 monographs entitled Bibliotheca Oculistica Practica, the Library of Practitioner Ophthalmologists. In 2017, the General Ophthalmology Clinic in Lublin, led by Professor Rejdak, was included to the European Reference Network for Rare Disease of the Eye as the only ophthalmological center in the country. As far as the clinical work is concerned, Professor Robert Rejdak specializes in cataract, retina, and vitreoretinal surgery. He conducted more than 50,000 surgical interventions in both cataract and vitrectomy surgery. He conducted the first Charlotte macular lens implantation and the SING telescopic device implantation in Poland, which is needed of the country in India. We have to do that. I hope Dr. Smith will learn the technology. The company I know hope to get that here. In addition to that, for several years, and that's for age-related, Bowman, that's for A. Unfortunately, your mother is not there. This is a new lens they have made. Instead of cataract, they can put that lens for macular degeneration. It is not the same, but it will be better than whatever she had. But that's what we are all doing research, and I'm glad to work with Robert Rejdak. He conducted more than Professor Rejdak has been giving courses in vitreoretinal surgery in Poland, Warsaw, Lublin, Krakow, and in Frankfurt, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oslo, Casablanca, Lugano, now India. I request Mr. Bajaj to give the scroll. Sir, you can be there. Sir, Sir, you can give this. One by one we'll take one. Sir, you hold it. Yes.
David,
Yes. No, it is. I think I see that actually. Kumar. Shawl. This is very auspicious.
Nathan? Yes. Call him for the oration. His oration. Okay, Robert. Yes. Yes, you can.
Can we call it?
I request Dr. Robert to please take us through the oration program. Oration programs are all over to you.
He actually told 1 hour and he said,
Sir, I'm going to sit and listen. So thank you very much. It's really one of the greatest distinctions for me to receive this award and recognition by such esteemed society. So let me tell you some words about Professor Natarajan as my mentor. He visited Poland already many years ago and helped us in very difficult moment because, you know, we had like a transition period from socialism to, so to say, capitalism, and we had a lack of equipment, technology, and also limited possibilities to learn. And Professor Natarajan came, I remember our first meeting, it was -20 in February, despite really cold weather, cold winter, he arrived to Lublin. And I was thinking, why is he trying to help us even in such, there was a lot of snow, difficult conditions, and he told me, please show me where is operation theater, you know. So we went there and he performed really difficult surgeries, showing us how to implement newest technology. He is pioneer in many new technologies, new ideas, and I would like to show you also a result of his work, because he is not only a visionary, man with the vision, dreamer, but he is practitioner. You know, this is the most important, and I witnessed many practical results of his work, and practical results and leading to benefit of his patients. You know, this is really important, and he convinced us because, of course, in Poland, we don't trust everybody, you know. So, but we gave him our patients. He could operate at our hospital on our patients with best results, because even afterwards, some patients went to Germany, and we had a report from Professor Koch, for example, about really wonderful results of his treatment. So this is my team. Chair and Department of General and Pediatric Ophthalmology, Medical University of Lublin, Poland. And what is special about our hospital? Our hospital is the only center of ESASO in Central Europe. ESASO is European School for Advanced Studies in Ophthalmology, Switzerland, Lugano. We both used to work there. I was responsible for 15 years for development of surgical retina module. And then board of directors of ESASO decided to create ESASO campus in Lublin at my home city and my home university. This is the list of my co-workers. We are altogether the biggest eye hospital in Poland. These 3 buildings are only eye hospital. So we have 6 operation rooms, lecture hall, and this palace. You see only a part of it is now under reconstruction, will be ready in April, really ready to start again as a new center for ocular trauma. So we collaborate across Poland with many researchers across Europe and the world. And again, I would like to stress how important role was of Professor Natarajan starting collaboration with us many years ago. And again, I would like to tell that his actions lead always to practical solutions. So first we used to go to Lugano, then we moved ESASO campus to Lublin, and of course now this is virtual hospital, the medical simulation center, only devoted to courses, wet labs, dry labs. I think this is also the goal of Professor Natarajan. I had a chance to see yesterday this wonderful center, and so again we have experience. Professor Natarajan has experience visiting many centers all over the world, where he is a professor, lecturer. So again, we know how to do it. And now I would like to show you the campus in Lublin. All these buildings belong to university, so they are really modern. We have now the best equipment, and of course we are ready to collaborate with Mumbai. And this is how we teach our doctors. This is a wet lab, dry lab. This part of video is made in Lugano, but this is how, the way how we normally teach doctors. This is pig eye. We use also plastic eye to teach them, but under, let's say, simulated conditions with a microscope, with real machines. We do it also in Poland. And now I would like to show you one of our courses where Professor Natarajan was a speaker. This is in Lublin, at my home city. Just an example how we teach our doctors. It was also anniversary, 75th anniversary of my department, Medical University of Lublin. We are honored and happy to collaborate with ESASO since many years. More than a decade, we have strong collaboration with Professor Guarnaccia and his team here. ESASO campus is located at the simulation center of our medical university. It is a really modern building, and since some years we already organized here many courses, very attractive for ophthalmologists both from Poland but also from this part of Europe. We also start now clinical trials together with ESASO, so we are very grateful for this valuable collaboration.
I am Giuseppe Guarnaccia. I am a medical doctor and the CEO, Chief Executive Office ESASO in Lugano. Today have a great meeting for light surgery and good and important Professor Hans Miun is a very, very strong director. I think Lublin will be success not only in Poland, but in Europe and in the world.
And I'm sure Mumbai will be success as well, and the training center here will become global. So I'm sure about it. And just to continue, these are our activities in Lublin. Also, we are the only one hospital belonging to the European network for reference center in rare ophthalmic diseases. And this is a special unit, National Ocular Trauma Center in Lublin, as a result of close collaboration with Professor Natarajan. You can see here, Professor on the left, this photo is operating Polish patient surrounded by doctors from Italy, Poland, and Greece. So this is the way how Professor Natarajan is acting in Europe and in the world. So. Also, I would like to stress that our collaboration prepared my team and me myself to the greatest examination I passed. The examination was to help. Exam was to help Ukrainian patients, victims of the war, and using technology, ideas, strategies, I could pass this exam. So this is a video showing how patients from Ukraine come to my department, children. So this is family, the mom with two 5-year-old twins. All blind because of bomb explosion, and we try to help them. We have many such patients. This is my hospital. And some words about ophthalmology and trauma. We should know that only urgent treatment can bring the best result. So we should build awareness in our patients, among our patients, to come immediately, to also to among doctors to send patients immediately to the specialist, to the surgeon, to treat trauma, to avoid very acute complications like inflammatory reaction, endophthalmitis, or chronic like glaucoma. And just to show you some situations like blunt trauma, so we see blunt trauma and the result is cataract, then it might be also retinal detachment. Also, you can see here, then we can treat such conditions properly, but again, time is the factor. So Professor Natarajan helped me to introduce the novel techniques in Lublin for both retina and anterior segment. So we discussed many clinical situations, and this is our everyday work. So we operate on patients, implanting the best IOLs, using novel technologies. So here, for example, this is really severe pathology when due to trauma, lens is totally luxated. So we can perform also surgery and implant IOL, so artificial lens, using special technique. I only want to show you that now we have really many solutions. Almost we can solve every problem. But now it's a matter of organization, and really time is the factor. I want to repeat this gold rule in ophthalmology. Also, because we want to avoid such situations, when we wait too long, then you have inflammation, you have endophthalmitis, and you cannot help your patient. Of course, we have also solutions, but the most important is to start early. Not to wait and to use very complex strategies, but if you have necrosis of the retina, you cannot do anything. And other projects we discussed today about telemedicine, so we examine also children in schools. You see my team go to schools to screen for refractive errors. Another project is telemedicine and early detection of diabetic macular edema, so consequences of diabetes mellitus in our patients. This is short video. We have special iBus. This is mobile diagnostic system with modern camera going to small villages, small towns, and screening for patients. And these are results. We have this is really successful project. It will be continued in Poland. We have now big funding from Polish government. So this is for digitalization, like this is 6 million euro. We now have such project. So again, dear Professor Natarajan, thank you very much for your great support. And of course, I will be happy to continue our collaboration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your insight on the eye care. I would now request for the momentum to be given. Yeah. I request Joseph to please honor Mr. Madhur Bajaj.
First speech.
First we'll give sir. Bajaj is the name that we have been hearing it since our childhood. I would say none of the person here sitting would be not aware with the word Bajaj. I think itself is a history in the name, of which we are having a founder from our Bajaj Industries. I've been whole childhood, it's like starting from the electric switches to the major big electronic appliances. I would say it may be automobiles, may be steel, may be a simple switch box. Bajaj has been in our daily life. I say it's a daily life. We have been hearing Hamara Bajaj, Har Ghar Bajaj. Having Bajaj Chetak was one of the dream for all our households in our childhood days. So a big round of applause for Bajaj sir, who has been a man behind this name. I would request sir to please address this crowd with your thoughts and inputs, sir. So requesting you to please speak. This I get. Yeah. Sir.
Yes,
Dr. Natarajan, esteemed guests on and off the dais, I'm very glad, like all of you, to be in this very auspicious occasion of the birth centenary, or it's almost birth centenary of Mr. Sundaram, Dr. Natarajan's father. I would first like to wish Dr. Sundaram a very happy birthday. I hope he will keep a cake for us outside after the finish. And with Kamala ji, we all can feel their presence over here, blessing us all. But I must thank them for giving us the greatest present that anybody could hope for, and that is Dr. Natarajan. Today's times, we are seeing a mushrooming of old age homes as the youth get distant from their parents. We must realize the kind of sacrifices our parents have done for us to satisfy all our needs, to give us the best, whatever they can manage. And that is why I'm very happy that Dr. Natarajan, I've seen when his parents were alive, the kind of respect, love, and the reverence he gave them. And after their passing away also, he is giving it to them. So congratulations, Dr. Natarajan. I just hope that yours will be an example that will be followed by the youth, and it will give me great pleasure if some of you whose parents are living in old age homes visit them. You don't have to say sorry to them. Just hug them and see the magic that happens. I remember the great poet Ralph Emerson, who said that even if one life breathes easier because of you, you would have succeeded. And here we are talking about our parents. I was told, in fact, because I'm also in real estate, apart from other things which was mentioned, that today old age homes are the most paying and the most sellable. I said, I will never build an age-old home, because I want the children to have them at their homes, and it is frankly not their home, it is their parents' home as far as my sentiments are concerned. In Dr. Natarajan, you will be surprised to know, ladies and gentlemen, we have an ophthalmologist ophthalmologist who's one of the best in the country. And you'll be surprised to know that he has done the most number of retinopathy surgeries in the world. Not only in India, but in the world. I was surprised to know that. In fact, I was questioning him. I always question that, how can that be? I mean, but the point is that big hospitals, they have 10, 15 surgeons, so, it gets divided. So possibly doctor needs to go into the Guinness Book of Records. It is very unfortunate, friends, that we have millions, not thousands and lakhs, I'm talking about millions of people who should not have been blind at all. Some, yes, they cannot be cured, but many of them and millions of them, and correct me, Dr. Natarajan, if I'm wrong, can be cured. And I have given a challenge to Dr. Natarajan that I would like him to cure 100,000 people who would otherwise have been blind. And I'm glad to tell you that he's taken up the challenge. Another trait of Dr. Natarajan is, when I see him in the morning and when I see him in the evening, he's the same person. He has gone through a lot of work during that time, but he looks fresh, he looks energetic. I don't know from where he gets that, but I believe genes or the passion for the human being may be the answer to that. Another trait of Dr. Natarajan is whenever we think of doing something unusual or something which is looking impossible, he is the man to go to. Like our Prime Minister says, Modi hai, to possible hai. Yeah, you said it in Hindi. So, jab tak Natarajan hai, possible hai. Another unusual trait is that he believes that one is a learner right from the cradle to the grave. Just a few days back, I was in his clinic. And I said, Doctor, there are 3 things that have transformed my life. And he was very curious to know, Aditya, batao, what are you talking about? Which are those 3 things? And I told him that many, many years ago, as a child, I was cribbing, I was crying because I didn't have a set of proper shoes. Till I saw a man sitting next to me who was smiling, who had no legs. I tell you, friends, this particular incident haunts me today. We do not count our blessings. I think we have enough to do the best we can of whatever we have. And be happy. That is the important thing. Some of my friends They have no dearth of money. They can buy anything you can think of. But I will not take the name. You people may guess. But for the last 2 years, he was on a wheelchair, eating boiled food. And I believe that many of us face the same thing, and that is the reason why many of the schools, colleges, and companies are trying to see whether we can enjoy while we have the energy to enjoy. We earn money and then we retire. Some of us retire at 60, some retire at 70. Where is the energy and the health to enjoy? We have to enjoy the early 30s or late 40s at the most. And that is why many of the countries are giving 4-day week, etc. And I believe that it's very, very important for the youth to try and see if they can make the most of it while they have the energy in them. My second point was about the temper. Is there anybody who's never lost his temper, who's never got angry? No one. Oh, that's the photographer. I thought somebody raised his hand. Okay. I told him, I said, there's a beautiful saying. When you are in the right, you can afford to keep your temper. But when you are in the wrong, you cannot afford to lose it. You will find that you're mostly angry when you're in the wrong. Think about it. In fact, my guru, Osho, Rajneesh, he used to say, get out of your body. I mean, it's imagination. And witness your anger, and your anger will go away. My third point to him was, our family believes in giving freedom of what you want to do. Do what you like best, but be the best in what you do. It doesn't matter. You choose what you want to do. But it requires a lot of hard work, a lot of passion to get there, to be at the top because of the competitive world that we are in. And you'll be surprised to know he took every word of it, and within 5 minutes, he had sent it to all his friends because I got it within 5 minutes. This is what Dr. Natarajan is all about. At the end, I would like to wish his family, like to wish him, his patients, the very best. Eye is a very, very delicate and a very important part of our body, and you're doing a great job, doctor. You have made people's lives so happy. We hope that God gives you strength to continue with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And actually, sir, as he said, he has a lot of questions about whatever we advise, medical, he counter-checks, and that's what I remember, Dr. Badrinath, checking, cross-checking, counter-checking, rechecking. And even Mrs. Kumud madam is not here. She also questioned me a lot about the many things in eye. And similar thing I have experience with Nama too, but I think I'm learning how to answer the intellectual people because they are not troubling me by asking question. But one question he asked me which is in my mind, because he said robotic surgery is done by the a urologist and gynecologist. Why not in retina? And that was in my mind, and I'm so happy. I don't know whether Robert knows that in 70s, Zeiss made a robotic retina surgery for ophthalmology, but I don't know, it was done. And later in Switzerland, the company called Precise has made a robot for a retina, and that has now been bought over by Zeiss, and they are afraid they are not given it for a demonstration. Now I'm working with Fanny from Belgium. She's working with another company in Europe. And my other friend in Japan, Dr. Cardanosa, he's working with a company in Japan, and he said the Sony is not able to support him, and he's saying that I want investment. Yeah, he said, I'm the richest ophthalmologist, but I was wondering what does he mean? He told me yesterday in Egypt. He said, can you invest money in my company so that I don't have to beg Sony, he said. I said, I was thinking of you. It's not for investment, but you are a man to stimulate my thinking. And my other friend is working on robot in Moorfields, that is the number 1 eye hospital in the world in London. But none of them are successful. But so he has asked me a question, and I'm trying to get that. Dr. Fanny said, because of industrial espionage, and I had to read what is that. That means if I buy a machine, Indians will open the machine and copy it, which is what they are worried. So I have now spoken to Sir. I'm trying to convince them that legally, I think Dr. Advocate Subramaniam is there, I will take his help. Legally, I have to give them a thing where we'll make sure that our engineers will not open it and also will not copy it, because same thing happens in China. So nobody is making robot for retina, and because robot, if it is going to be few surgeons, it's going to be so expensive, and who is going to afford? So, but Fanny is actually a 2 month, at the age of 2 months, she was adopted from Pondicherry, and she is a Belgium citizen. That means she doesn't know Tamil or Hindi, but because at the age of 2 months, she was adopted there, and she has got a Fanny Norovish is her name. And she is very happy to work with me to develop a robotic retina, because she says, how can you have skilled retina surgeons everywhere like you, Dr. Natarajan, you need robot. But I don't know, I'm not sure whether we can replicate that. But he is after me to think about it, and he says he will help in supporting to get the robot. So in case any company you know who can give us a robot, we can get the robot here and get Robert Rejdak to work with us. Okay, Nita.
Is it possible?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. I request our dignitaries, honorary dignitaries, to please join us on the stage. Please, Shivanandan sir, Mr. Sunil Kumar, Mr. Subramaniam.
Ma'am, what are times I want to go home?
Sure, sir. We are waiting. As we move to the last phase of our evening, I would request Professor Dr. S. Natarajan to kindly give a memento to Shivanandan sir. Tina, requesting you to please come on the stage. Requesting sir to please give a momentum to Mrs. Lakshmi Nair.
She's right here. Sorry, I'm sorry. I have to go to White House. I have to go to White House. Yeah, really matching with that.
Yes.
You and madam.
Yeah, so we are Lakshmis.
Yes.
Be careful, it's got thorns.
Can a volunteer come and take it down?
Yes.
So that,
Jyoti, udhar se aao. Requesting sir to please give a memento to Mrs. Namaz Singh, ma'am.
I just a mom.
To me, a good mom is more than, you're not mom. You're not
I'm not taking the chair. I would have rather not do it in a place like this.
You can come here.
Nama saying she's a good mom, but she studied in Boston and is an entrepreneur. And plus, I think I learned a lot because first time for any family, Mr. Bajaj family and Mr. What do you call Karan and Nama's family, first time I didn't lose my temper. Otherwise, I get it. Sometimes I know how to answer sir because sir wants specific. He's like my teacher, Dr. Badrinath. If you give a wrong answer, he'll fire me also.
Yes.
And then we used to argue, but now I'm happy, no argument.
Requesting sir to please give a memento to Mr. Sunil Kumar.
The largest capsule manufacturer in the world. Actually, in 30 countries.
Sir, I will request you to please give a memento to Mr. Kumar, Advocate Kumar, Subramaniam Kumar, sir.
Everything happens in matching Everything happens because of this. No, I agree. Shouldn't have to happen. Very glad. Photo there. The company can help Joseph, help madam. Sit there. Sit there. I want my class to drive. Madam, roses for you. No.
I thank each and everyone who has come today and made this thing possible. Also thanking all the dignitaries sitting here and helping sir in his dream come true projects. I thank Sahachari Foundation. I'll hand over this mic now to Dr. Smith Bavaria, who will proceed with our vote of thanks, and then we shall wrap up the session. All over to Dr. Smith, sir.
Good evening to one and all. I won't take much time, and I quickly thank our chief guest, Mr. Madhur Bajaj sir, for giving us the time and gracing the occasion. Our guest of honor, Madam, she's just now, she has left here, but Madam Brinda Khatau from the Sahachari Foundation, Lakshmi Madam from the Foundation, Sahachari Foundation, Mrs. Nama Singh, thank you for your time today. Respected Shivanandan sir, and Sunil Kumar and Mr. Subramaniam sir for all your time. Special thanks to Dr. Robert Rejdak, who came all the way from Poland and have been the part of the function since morning. And he has delivered so many lectures today and gave us a lot of insights what is happening on the other part of the world. So we are very grateful, sir, for your time and all the teachings you have delivered throughout the day. At the end, I would also like to thank our team led by Dr. Natarajan sir, Chief Manager Joseph from the Kamalasundaram Foundation, Subha, who is also Executive Secretary for the sir, team of BIREC and the foundation at Adityajyot Hospital, Ms. Neeta, the manager for the Adityajyot High Hospital, and all of you for spending time with us. We'll close the day with national anthem. So I would like to request everybody to please stand on the feet, and thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Somebody can say. Thank you.